All right, just finished episode 2, House of the Dragon, season 2, episode 2. Doesn't have a title for some reason on the mobile app for Max or on the Xbox app that I usually run it to watch streamers on. So that's kind of weird. Whoa, okay. So a little bit different in terms of pacing and shock value. Obviously, they can't keep up the kind of thing they did with episode 1. They can't keep the tension here all the time because then you got nowhere to go and then it gets a little all over the top. Luckily, that doesn't happen. I think this HBO crew over there at Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, they know their stuff. I'm looking forward to the rest of this show as it goes through. But a lot to break down here, but I am going to keep it quick, and I am going to try to avoid spoilers for the most part where I can. So if you haven't seen the episode yet, dip out, go check it out, come back, let's talk in the comments. I'm always here to have these kind of chats if you guys are down. But we get the aftermath of episode 1. Obviously, great tragedy has gone down in King's Landing. Helena's youngest child, because they haven't really got into, there's another kid after him in the book, I'm pretty sure, but the death of the heir happened in episode 1. It was gruesome, it was shocking. Thankfully, it was all done off screen, but the kingdom's kind of reeling with that fact, coming in right in episode 2. This episode, chock full of the emotional, visceral responses to that kind of death from just about every character in the episode. And it's interesting to watch a couple of these characters who've typically been portrayed one way coming completely unraveled as the episode goes on. We've got great performances all around as people deal with the fallout of the death of Jaehaerys. You know, don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if it was Jaehaerys. I don't remember. It was Helena's youngest son. I thought it was Maelor, but maybe that's the kid that's not in it's in the book that's not in the show. Anyway, whatever, the one that died. We get the fallout from these deaths. It opens strong on a performance from Queen Alicent, the Queen Mother, Queen Alicent there, who's basically having a panic attack. She gets full marks for the performance there. It was fantastic. We shuffle on over to Dragonstone, where Rhaenyra is getting news of the fallout and how it's going down and what her perception's looking like. She has an amazing conflict-dripping piece of drama with husband Daemon, who of course ordered the hit on Aemond Targaryen, but Blood and Cheese picked the wrong kid and killed the wrong kid. He's saying it was a mistake. She doesn't believe him. These two have trust issues. Quick, somebody call like Maury, or I don't even know if that show's still on. That might just be dating the wolf self. I don't know. They got problems. He fucks off after she basically says, you know, I can't trust you. Your brother couldn't trust you. You know, you're really after the crown for yourself. I know what it's like, but it was never yours to lose. This and that. Gripping stuff to watch. This is what happens when you put professionals in front of the camera and give them a script that works. They elevate the written word into an art form, and I loved watching every second of these two working into each other. It was fantastic. We get little bits of additional character development from folks that we haven't seen, have any spoken lines yet. Like we get to take a look at our Princess Baela as she gets orders from her mom, the Queen. Rhaenyra's her mother. Tells her to take Moondancer. Badass looking white dragon, by the way. I was digging that. That had a unique look to it. Says, you know, take the dragon, patrol King's Landing. I know what they have to do next. She gets to exchange a couple of words with Jacaerys, who was Luke's brother that was eaten by Aemon's dragon at the end of season 1. Spoiler alert for that. Sorry, you guys had a shot. It was like 2 years ago. You had your chance to watch that. So we get glimpses of her coming on as a character. We dip back over to the shipwright and we see Alan again, who was the shipwright that the sea snake, Corlys Valerian was thanking him for pulling him out of the drink during the naval battle that almost killed him. Alan has looks like a younger brother coming back to town, Adam, and they have a little bit of conflict. It's not anything harsh. You know, the younger brother thinks that he should make the sea snake be good on offers of offering position and favor for saving his life. But Alan's like, nah, bro, there's a war coming. I'm not trying to have any of that. So there's budding conflict there. We're going to get to see how that plays out down the line, I'm sure. But then I think in one of the best parts of the episode that I've seen so far, we get Otto Hightower, hand to the king. Hand to like 3 kings, I think, because he was there before Viserys was king, right? We get to take a peek at his reaction when he finds out that the king, Aegon, in his fury over losing his heir, right, pummels to death the gold cloak that was kind of complicit in that in a dungeon, beats him with the mace, single shot, nothing to write home about. But in his overreach for vengeance, when he learns that a rat catcher working the Red Keep was involved, he has a special thing set up for all the rat catchers in the Red Keep. That's I won't spoil the specifics of that. But basically, Otto dresses him the F down when he gets him semi in private chambers. Aegon's hanging out with Aegon hanging out with Kristen Cole. Otto busts up their little one-on-one party like, bro, we had these people eating out of our hand. Everybody was sympathetic. We could have done whatever we wanted. We had public support, and your dumbass went and threw it all away. Dude, I think this is the first time in 12 episodes I've heard this guy raise his voice, and it was as compelling of a change in like voice type, or not voice type, but like just performance. We get to see some range here, because usually he's kind of the quiet one, the stoic one, the solemn one, the crafty one, you know what I mean? No. He was pissed. He legitimately understands full on the stakes of the king's actions preceding that scene, and he's not feeling that at all. He's like, no. It had shades back to when Tyrion was dressing down Joffrey, and various people were like, you can't talk to him like that. He's the king. Similar situation here. Kristen Cole tells him, mind your tongue. That's the king. And Otto's like, nah, bro. He's also my grandson, and my grandson's an idiot. Yeah, so how about that? It was pretty savage. But he basically puts him on blast, and he's like, listen, we had him right where we wanted him. Now this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And as he goes to leave, the king basically, I guess I got to throw one spoiler in there. Spoiler alert again. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, because this is just too cool not to talk about. Aegon's dumbass basically de-hands Otto. And it's like, yeah, give the badge to Kristen Cole. And you're like, uh-oh. So this poor guy's been de-handed now twice, one per season, and he's planning on heading back to Old Town, but later on he has a chat with Allison, who gives him a different set of objectives, which it could be interesting later to see how that plays out, because they mention a character that I don't think we've seen. I don't even think we saw this character outside of a glance since season 1. So it sounds like they're building towards more like the extended family coming through. But, top to bottom, I gotta say, it's refreshing watching a show like this that just has that cohesive script, that efficient, professionally done script that has everybody, literally, no pun intended, on the same page. The performances are all inspired. Everybody's bought into this world. Everything, and I left out, sorry about that, just to jump back, I did leave out one scene that I can't talk about because the whole thing's spoilerific, but it does involve the action scene for the episode comes right at the end. You want to watch the whole thing and pay very close attention so you can tell what's going on. But like I was saying a second ago, sorry to jump around on that. It's nice to see everybody on the same page doing a professional level job. The writing is chef's kiss so far. The performances are great. I would have liked a little bit more dragon action in this episode, but you know what? If we get it every episode, it'd be too much. But everything else looks on point. When they're walking through various sections of the Red Keep or the courtyard, or when we're on Dragonstone, Driftmark, wherever we are, I feel like I'm there. It doesn't look like shitty green screen every 5 seconds. These look like lived-in environments. People walking by have varying degrees of like tattered cloaks, varying degrees of like, where the nobility, how they're dressed, how people are armed and armored. And it just looks authentic, and I dig that. I definitely like that more than I like in some other shows that I won't go into bashing here, because we have another video coming this week for episode 5 of that mess, but I'll leave that to that. But definitely Winterwolf approves of House of the Dragon. If you haven't seen all of episode 1 yet, get your act together, guys. Go check out season 1, then come back and check out season 2 with me. I'll be running this one solo. I think every Sunday night I'm gonna have an opportunity to watch and then hopefully get out a quick reaction video to you guys. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you feeling season 2 of House of the Dragon? Is it progressing how you'd like? Book aficionados, are there lore differences that are already driving you crazy 2 episodes in? Let me know, and I will see you in the next one.